All right, Southwest Florida, welcome to another edition of Leaf Pitch Live here on Wink CW Channel 6.
Yes,
We're
sir.
so thrilled to have you here, whether you're catching us on our television show or on the radio show. We have a renowned musician here who has come to grace us here on this Easter Sunday as we celebrate the Easter Sunday parade, which is a historic event that started in 1940.
1940.
Yeah, right here in the largest African-American community in the area of Fort Myers called Dunbar. And everybody's going to be coming out this evening for our first time having it here. This will be our first time having it here in the baseball field.
Okay.
It's normally they've had it out there on the pavement, so this is a great setting.
It is.
And this is you're kicking off what is going to be like a bigger tradition where we come out here with our lawn chairs and things. Like to you, this is normal, but this is a big deal here. So after a while, this place will be packed with African Americans and all races, all out here to partake in you. And then, of course, they're going to want you to come back next year and all that. All right, but anyway, let's get around to meeting our guests. I'm getting a chance to talk to the actual performer. You've been promoted heavily here on social media and on flyers, so everybody knows about you.
All right.
And then I just made sure, I make sure I get to talk to the entertainer before he gets in and out. Okay, look, man, let's get your full name and everything.
My name is Shawn Brown, and my company is Shawn Brown Entertainment and Productions.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever play out in, I don't want to call it, I have to think of it. It was over there by the water as well, where that movie theater was, just outside of downtown.
You took Strass Center or the Riverwalk?
Yeah, right over in that
Riverwalk.
area.
Yeah, yes, I sure did.
I don't know if it was
Riverfront Park.
Yeah, what's the name of that restaurant? It was a restaurant there. It was called something Brandy Wines or something like that.
I don't know.
But
I
you
played
all
them all
over the place, right?
Yeah,
because you kind of a slight combination of jazz, R&B.
Yes, I get jazz and R&B. I mix it up.
Okay, because I want you to get it in your head, because I'm going to hit you with it later on. So I'm going to ask you for some acapella.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I don't want to catch you off guard. So
you can call. You can.
But we're going to get to know you first. We're going to get to know you first.
Oh, that's okay.
All
okay.
right, and then we'll catch some footage of you on the stage.
All
later
right,
on the day.
we got it.
But let's lay this down. One, we want to so happy to have you to come to the city of Fort Myers to bring your talents here to kick off this tradition of the Easter parade. Thousands of people now are coming through the streets, and it's going to culminate here. And then they'll park their floats, and all the people come over here for it's like the after the
This
parade.
after the parade. Oh man, we gonna have a good time then.
Well, just talk to how we first, with the process of getting you down here, bringing your talents to Fort Myers.
Well, actually, I met Mr. Montgomery here, and he's a great gentleman, man.
You're not a Capitol, are you?
No, man, no.
Okay.
I hope that don't use it against me.
No, I'm in the opposite fraternity from him.
No, okay. Well, I met him, and
good people.
Good brother, good people, man. And I think that's very important for us to, to come together and just come together and do things together. So he told me about this, and he told me he'd like for me to play, and I'm honored. I'm just honored to come down here, and anything that enhance us.
Right.
We need that, you know what I mean? We need that. So that's how I got here. So
hey, have you been to this area to perform in any kind of festivals or anything in the past? Or would this be your first time down this area?
Is there a place around here called Sanibel?
Yes.
Okay,
I played
on
Sanibel Island.
I played Sanibel Island for many, many years.
Okay.
And Sonesta Resort, Sonesta Resort there.
Okay.
And I did that many, many years ago when I came off a tour of Japan.
Okay.
That was the first place I started playing.
Okay.
So I was here for a little bit.
Now, when we saw pictures of you, I think we saw you with some keyboards in front of you.
Oh yeah, man, I'm a
so
keyboard.
So what are you, keys, vocal?
Keys and vocal, and I do a unique thing. I actually play a keyboard bass. So I play the bass with my left hand and chord and run with my right hand.
Okay, I wouldn't know what all that is, but sounds good to me. Now, on the stage itself, it's a full band?
Yeah, today we're going to have T. Fox. He's an international recording artist as well. He's a guitarist that used to open all of the shows for Clearwater Jazz Festival.
Okay.
So he's with me, and then I have Daryl Lindsay on percussion. And on drums, I have a brother named Rick Clark. Rick Clark. Rick Clark is not with me today.
Okay.
Rick Floyd.
Okay.
So he's going to be with me, and you know, we got a great thing, great little production, and we just ready, man.
You mentioned the Clearwater. Of course, I told you I used to live up in the Tampa area, so I used to catch all that St. Pete Clearwater flavor up there.
Yes.
So it's a still rich tradition up there of live entertainment, people appreciating it. And by you bringing some of that down here, I'm so glad people going to get the flavor down here. Because the long term, we want to start having Jazz Fest down here.
Oh, yeah,
and
man.
You can be our headline.
Yeah, oh, let's do it. Let's do it, brother.
Tell us how you first got started in doing what you do.
I first got started. Oh, yeah, man. I was 3 years old. Mm-hmm. And my mom was a concert pianist, and she actually played in the church as well. So I ended up playing the organ for our church when I was like 5 years. I'm sorry, my eyes are so hot, my eyes. But so my mother got me started. Then my older brother was a musician as well, so he really enhanced my playing a lot.
I got you. And then you start to be, for people who are listening, you put in the hard work. Live music, real music, things have changed over the years.
Absolutely.
Certainly since I used to see you back there at the Fox.
I did a lot of playing since then.
Right. So just that whole work ethic of making sure people hone in on their craft. I just want you to encourage people and make them understand, let musicians and people understand how important it is to learn how to play real music.
Well, it is important. I'm glad you said that because I want young people to just realize where the music really comes from. It's one thing to do your beats and all that. That's cool. We're not knocking that. But learn where the richness of the music really came from each instrument, the piano, the real bass, the guitar, the first synthesizer, the drums, what they call beats, and where those beats come in, and how much was put into that to make that beat. Like James Brown came back and said, hey, man, you better take my beat off your record until I'm paid in full. So this is something that you want to be, to keep that going and keep that in your heart and come out and do it. It'll take you many, many places. I've traveled the world 3 times.
Wow.
Been over to Europe. I played the White House with the Blues Brothers, James Belushi, played for Al Green. A whole bunch of just great entertainers, and I learned to do this. And in 4 weeks, I'll be with Jonathan Butler, Hiroshima.
You even look like Jonathan Butler. You know, Jonathan Butler, bad boy.
Man, he's a bad boy. You got to come see me at the Strat Center, man, with them.
Hey,
I'll be at that show. Matter of fact, I'll get you tickets for you so you can come.
Okay, you'd be surprised. I'm going to give you my card,
Yes,
after we talking. But based on you talking to me, I've kind of traveled a lot. My TV show and some other things have taken me around the world.
Yeah, man.
And I actually saw Jonathan Butler in South Africa, in Cape Town, Johannesburg.
You better come see him this time. He got
there
tickets.
he was. He's from old South Africa. He's like the Michael Jackson of South Africa.
Yeah, man.
And I just love his stuff and how he got started and how he got away from apartheid over there and the whole works.
Yeah, man. He's a good brother.
Now, when you're with Jonathan Butler, I know he's on vocals and guitar. So you on the keys then?
I'm open for him.
Okay, what does that mean?
I have my whole band.
Oh, okay.
My whole band comes on.
For Jonathan Butler?
Oh, yeah, but I told y'all I don't play around with this. I got to do this, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
That's huge, people. Y'all, that's huge. He's opening for Butler. Okay, so I cut you off, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, that's an opening for him. And I open for a bunch of people. So,
okay.
I do a lot of music, so.
And then your base is still here in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm from Baltimore.
Okay.
From Baltimore, Maryland. I moved down here in
The
1980. I'm not, no joke, man. The Wire was filmed 2 blocks from my house.
Seriously?
Man, from the real hood, bro.
Okay, now when they were filming The Wire, of course you were down here.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I was gone, man.
But when you were looking at it,
I was a little boy. Yes, things, scenes, buildings, and things. None of the people but all those are actors.
But do you think they did a real good job?
I think they did an awesome job, man.
Man, I was riveted to The Wire.
Oh, man, me too. I loved it because it was home.
Now, let's get you to do a little acapella before we let you go. You got here.
Just a little bit?
Yeah, just okay. We're going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Let's start off with something. Go ahead.
I was born by the river in a little tent, and just like the river I've been running ever since. Been a long time coming, and I know change gonna come. I know that it will. Oh.
And that's outstanding, man. Off the cuff, real music. Check this out. So around 1990, I'm sitting in the Fox.
Yeah, man.
Watching you up there on the stage.
Ooh, we were
I'm over there chilling and high, got the little honey with
me.
And who would have ever thought that was before I was in television?
Right.
But here's the interesting thing: about 2 years after that, I got into television when I came back to Fort Myers.
Man, yeah, man.
And my TV show has been on now for about 30 years.
Yeah.
Before the internet and all of that.
Oh,
I'm old school.
yeah.
And I'm sitting there watching you perform live, and now here it is, 30 years later.
You're doing this interview.
You're doing this interview,
Yeah, man, that's
a guy who's done world travel.
Yeah.
Now, your type of music, what you do when you said you traveled the world, when I was in Paris or in London and places like that in Europe, and I saw all the American musicians over there.
Right.
Of course, I had seen stories like Ray Charles and all them went over there to get their fame because they weren't getting their proper due here in America back during the day.
Yeah.
Just kind of, you got a chance to play over there, right?
Absolutely.
Right. The appreciation that they have for black musicians and that voice.
Incredible.
We're like they treat y'all like geniuses.
Yeah.
So I go to these little clubs and I'm sitting there and everybody just quiet and just tuned in.
Yes.
And they clap at the end and you got to be paying strict. They take it real serious.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk about that.
Well, I'm a Hammond organ player. So I was in a documentary. I don't know if you're a little younger than me. But,
right.
But I was in a documentary of Dr. Lonnie Smith, Jimmy McGriff, Joey DeFrancesco, and that's called Killer B3, by the way. You can find it on killerb3.com, and it's a documentary.
I will be checking that out.
Yeah, I'll make sure you get a copy.
Yeah. I'll Google it though, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you can Google it.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here with the person, right? Me and my wife will look at that. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna send you a documentary though, but that is one of the Hammond B3 is like you were talking about the young kids. We do have some in the church are still playing Hammond organ. Okay. So we want to encourage that because that is actually what got me in all those places. I was in Osaka, Tokyo. We did Japan. We did Brussels. We did Paris, of course. Like I told you, London.
Like this.
Yeah, man. And Greece.
That instrument.
Greece, yeah.
Yeah.
And it will take you places.
Yeah, and you got a total different appreciation for the world view. Just from all that travel, man.
And you said Paris, but they got parks there with black men, statues of us in the park.
I was just shocked.
Yeah, man.
And you know how, you know, and I was trying to explain to people because, you know, I had to adjust to the time zone, right? Yeah. So I'm getting up in my hotel and I just go, you know, everything is in walking distance, right?
Everything.
People can't, there's no downtown like we know it. Everything like walking. I get up in the, you know, because my body clock was off. I get up and go walk down into the little city and just go in any of these little jazz lounges and it's just live entertainment going on. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then the bands that were up there, I knew they were black Americans.
Yeah, man.
And then when they come off the stage, you know, especially in places, you know, French-speaking countries, when they come off the stage and then I go up and talk to them, they go, "You American over here?" And so it's so cool because we bonded and we're like, yeah, man, they treat y'all like gods over here. Back home, you're amongst the crowd. Over here, you're a god. And they were like coming over there staying for months. Man.
They just told me that the only thing I took away from Paris, and I wish I knew French well, but no, I just knew to say merci beaucoup. Okay. Everything was thank you.
And they love you, man.
They love you. Just try to speak. I tried a little bit, y'all.
Okay, who inspires you, man? Who? You know, I can tell. I know Al Jarreau is close.
Stevie Wonder, Jimmy Smith, of course Jonathan Butler, people like him. Stevie Wonder, Donny Hathaway, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, you got any love for George Benson?
Oh yeah, I got some. We're gonna put it on you, man.
Yeah, George Benson, I got the love. Man.
Yeah, man. Everybody.
Man, I'm talking. And then when you just start naming people, you were naming some of the greats.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed, you know, I rarely, you know, because hey, watch that. You shaking the camera. Look, the camera to come off of us. You got to get back involved with get up and man, y'all letting people at home see me. Hey, man.
We was just talking. We was in it.
Y'all got to take this more serious, okay?
We got to see how far did it go back like that.
All right. So these are little guys I hired, and they're doing a good job. And they're making some money today. But they this patience, they just waiting on their money.
He's a little
Hey, y'all. What y'all names are? I'm calling your name on TV, huh? All right, I can't hear you, man. Okay, but let's go back to what was I talking about?
We were talking about the artistry, the music, organs and pianos, and how people those instruments and stuff, and overseas.
Yeah, it was a particular point I was going to make, and I lost that point. Oh, when you just start naming all the greats, right?
Yeah.
I'm so appreciative that I can have a person because, you know, my television show, I do a lot of news type stuff, politicians and all of that. So I rarely get a chance to talk to a seasoned musician, person who traveled the world. This gets me excited. And one of the things I've tried to tell people is that a lot of times our great musicians to the side.
Yeah, man.
With the new music coming in, like the event that I was telling you that I put on, I make sure that it's all about our great musicians of the past and that kind of music, so that we can continue to appreciate our music that was created by us here. So you studied those people, you just around the house growing up, it was just all in your ears all the time?
Yeah, well,
Ray Charles and things like that?
Yeah, man, but it was crazy because when you're raised in the church back in the day, they wouldn't allow you to listen. The only thing I was allowed to listen to was Billy Preston, because he was a gospel musician, and we couldn't watch Michael Jackson. We had to sneak and see those guys. And we weren't allowed. And Sam Cooke was of course, they considered him gospel, so we got a chance. But those, I was lucky that I was able to get a grip on some of them people. You know what I mean? But everybody else is, you know.
Yeah, I got to learn more about Sam Cooke when I saw this movie, One Night in Miami. I don't know if you saw that movie with Sam.
I saw that.
Man, that was something else.
Man.
Those guys really made great contribution. They opened up doors for you, right?
Yeah, they did, man.
But you got a little gray in your.
Oh, I got more than a little bit.
So you saw some of it. You were like teenager and things like that.
Yeah, man. I was fortunate, very fortunate to be able in my teens to be able to work for some of these people like a Dolomite.
Okay, yeah.
And Dolomite was actually the first rapper. People don't know that.
Yeah.
So they talking about rap, and check out Dolomite. And find the Dolomite did all that y'all doing right now, I'm telling you. But him, and did a lot of blues, B.B. King, Little Milton, Tyrone Davis. You know, I played around all those musicians.
How did you get out of Baltimore? Tell me, you were
my
in
father,
Baltimore? Okay.
My father was military. He came to get me because I was in a lot of trouble in Baltimore.
Okay.
So he came to get me, and I drove here, and that was in 1980. Left school there and finished school in Florida. And if you know anything about Baltimore, you know how easy it is for a young man to get in trouble. So I was living that life, and that saved my life to come here.
Man, we blessed that you turned your dad and all that turned you around.
Yeah, God did it for me,
and
man. I can't lie.
And now look at you, man.
Yeah, man.
Getting ready to come in here and knock this out for us here at Southwest Florida. Let's get a little bit more acapella before we let you go.
Well, we see what can I do with you?
You got some George Benson for me? You got some?
Yeah, do you have some George Benson? Are you really happy here in this lonely game we play? Looking for words to say.
You're lost in a masquerade. Come
That's
on,
the one, brother.
Man, George Benson, Lady Blue, down here on the ground. All that great stuff, man. Y'all got to stop shaking that. You're shaking the whole show when you kick that. You're shaking everything.
He's giving our youth a chance. He's giving our youth a chance. He's giving them a chance. Y'all working it, or y'all working it.
Y'all know who this is? This is
you
like
don't
a big
know me.
interview for me. They look like twins, right?
They do look like
That's the oldest. And
that's the
youngest.
older brother?
Yeah. I hired him, and then when he got his brother, that doubled up on the money.
Oh, they cool, though. Both
I
of them
love
cool.
them to death,
I know
man.
you do, bro.
I love putting them to work.
They
Keep them out of trouble. You know, when we were growing up, we